Welcome to the Campaign Asylum, your sanctuary from the spin of election '08, where it's time to take another one of our periodic looks at whether the candidates for president are getting any less stupid about Iraq, particularly the Democrats. Are they learning to stop falling into the rhetorical and political traps that have been set for them about the war? So let's see. Let's start with the old, pointless, classic, idiotic, blame the Iraqis line.
We haven't seen, most importantly, any significant improvement in terms of the central government's performance. It continues to be ineffectual.
You're kidding. You mean the government in the country that's being occupied by a foreign army is a sucky government?
The political side of the equation has been neglected by the government in Iraq.
You know, because if there's one thing that I can't stand about a country that's been invaded and had its government toppled and that's being occupied by tens of thousands of foreigners, it is those lazy asses failing to get their act together. Because, you know, it otherwise would have worked out totally great.
They won't step up and do what everyone knows they must do for themselves.
Dummy Iraqis don't know what's good for them. Okay, so blaming the Iraqis, the classic. At least Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. But how are the Dems doing at some of the other traps that have been set? For example, on the issue of how to end the war. There's lots of members of Congress running for the Democratic nomination. Are they avoiding the trap of saying that Congress ending the war somehow hurts the troops?
I will vote as long as there's a single troop in there that we are taking out or maintaining. Either way, I will vote for the money necessary to protect them. Period.
Joe Biden joining us from the bottom of the White House's tiger trap, where he's been led into repeating their talking point that the only way that the war is going to end, the only way that Congress can end the war, which is cutting off funding, somehow cuts off money for our troops in harm's way instead of just forcing that they be brought home. We expect that the Republican candidates are going to stay stupid about Iraq because it's their war. And with the exception of Ron Paul, they're all still in favor of it. Fred Thompson recently explained the influence of al-Qaeda in Western Iraq by saying that we should look into al-Qaeda's very onerous anti-smoking campaign there. Okay. But Republicans being dumb on Iraq, as I say, it's kind of a dog bites man story. They are for the war. Democratic candidates are against the war. So you think they would come up with a way to talk about that helps that cause, rather than lamely, gamely repeating Republican pro-war arguments. Case in point.
So that we have the president in Australia suggesting somehow that we are, as was stated before, kicking ASS.
It's okay to say ass. Senator, try it. Ass. I think you might personally be up to kicking ass on the issue of Iraq, but not if you feel like you have to spell it out using someone else's Iraq stupidity language as your guide. I'm Rachel Maddow, making sure the candidates are not running the asylum.